Have you ever found yourself standing in the supplement aisle staring at rows and rows of protein powders wondering, how much of this can my body actually absorb? If you have, you're not alone. Many of us have been led to believe that there's a limit to how much protein our bodies can handle. But is that really the case? The truth is, our bodies are more complex and capable than we often give them credit for. They're finely tuned machines, engineered to extract every bit of nourishment from what we consume. When it comes to protein, it's not simply a matter of how much can we absorb, but how effectively does our body utilize it? You see, our bodies have a fascinating way of processing proteins. It's not as black and white as you might think. So let's dive into the science to understand the process of protein absorption in our bodies. First, why do we need protein? It's certainly not just for those muscle-bound gym goers. Protein is one of the most critical components of our bodies. It's the building block of our skin, bones, muscles, cartilage, and even our blood. It's like the brick and mortar that holds our body together. But protein's role extends far beyond construction. It's also a key player in our body's repair and maintenance crew. When we suffer an injury, it's protein that steps in to heal the wound and rebuild the tissue. Protein is also the mastermind behind many of the enzymes and hormones that keep our body ticking like a well-oiled machine. These biochemical substances are crucial for digestion, metabolism, and the regulation of body functions. Moreover, protein is an essential part of our growth and development. From a newborn baby to a teenager hitting puberty, protein is instrumental in every stage of our life. Now that we understand why protein is important, let's understand how our body absorbs it. Protein doesn't just magically turn into muscle or other body tissues, it has to go through quite a journey within your body. Let's embark on a fascinating voyage, tracing the path that protein takes once it enters your body. Imagine you just took a bite of your favorite protein-rich food. As soon as you start chewing, the journey begins. The enzymes in your saliva start breaking down the protein into smaller units known as peptides. Down the hatch it goes, landing in your stomach. Here, the protein meets a potent enzyme called pepsin. Pepsin, along with the acidic environment of your stomach, further breaks down the protein into even smaller peptides. Now it's time to move to the small intestine. This is where the real magic happens. The protein, now in its peptide form, is greeted by a plethora of enzymes. These enzymes, with names like trypsin and chymotrypsin, are the real workhorses of protein digestion. They break down the peptides into their most basic units, the amino acids. These amino acids are then absorbed by the cells lining your small intestine and released into your bloodstream. From here, they are dispatched throughout your body to serve various essential functions. Some are used to create new proteins that your body needs, some are used for energy, and some are used to build and repair tissues, like your muscles, especially after a workout. It's important to note that your body doesn't store excess protein like it does with fats and carbohydrates. If you consume more protein than your body needs at the moment, it's either used for energy or converted into fat. This is why it's crucial to consume the right amount of protein for your body's needs, especially if you're trying to build muscle or lose weight. So our bodies are pretty efficient at using the protein we consume, but is there a limit? The million-dollar question, is there a limit to how much protein the body can absorb in one go? Now, this is a topic that's been the subject of numerous debates and studies. The truth is, there's no absolute limit to protein absorption. Our bodies are complex machines and everyone's protein absorption capacity may vary. However, research suggests that there's a point of diminishing returns. What does this mean? Well, essentially, consuming more protein beyond a certain amount doesn't necessarily yield additional benefits. Let's break it down. Imagine you're at a buffet. You're hungry, so you load up your plate, but there's only so much you can eat before you start to feel full. Sure, you can push yourself to eat more, but you're not going to enjoy it as much, and your body isn't going to process it as efficiently. The same applies to protein. Our bodies can only utilize a certain amount of protein efficiently at a time. When we consume more than this amount, our bodies can't use the excess protein for muscle synthesis, which is what most fitness enthusiasts are aiming for. Instead, it's likely to be stored as fat or excreted. So what's the magic number? While it's hard to pinpoint an exact figure, many studies suggest that around 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal is a good ballpark figure for most people. Consuming more than this amount at one sitting may not provide additional benefits. Now, this doesn't mean you should limit your total daily protein intake to this amount. Remember, this is per meal. The total amount of protein you need in a day will depend on various factors like your body weight, activity level, and fitness goals. So it's not about eating as much protein as possible, it's about consuming the right amount at the right times. Overloading on protein won't make you gain muscle faster. In fact, it could lead to other health issues like kidney damage. So, more protein isn't always better. It's about the right balance. So, what have we learned today about protein absorption? We dove deep into the protein puzzle and learned that it plays a crucial role in our bodies, from building muscles to repairing tissues. We discovered that the journey of protein is a fascinating one. Once consumed, it's broken down into amino acids, which are then absorbed and utilized by our bodies. We also touched on the concept of the protein ceiling. This refers to the limit of protein that our bodies can effectively absorb in one sitting. While the exact amount can vary, it's generally around 20 to 30 grams for most adults. But here's the key, it's not just about how much protein you consume. The quality of protein and when you consume it are equally important. Consuming high-quality protein sources throughout the day can maximize absorption and utilization. Remember, when it comes to protein, it's not just about quantity, but also about quality and timing. Listen to your body and give it the nutrients it needs to thrive.